Nice kitty. Nice kitty. Shadow Panther's not a nice kitty. I'm nice brains. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and this month we're going to continue, at least partially into it, a look at some of the Kingdom toys, since I did manage to get lucky and find a couple of more. So, at least this video and the next video will be Kingdom related. Beyond that, it'll depend on if I find some more, if I'm able to find some more of them. So far, my luck hasn't panned out, but hey, the month's still early, we might get lucky. So, for starters, we're going to take a look at Shadow Panther. Now, of course, those of you who have been following the Kingdom toy line, you can probably already tell where they got Shadow Panther, as he is basically a straight-up repaint and slight retooling of Cheetor, since it's at least nice enough to know that Hasbro and Takara took the time to make a different head. But other than that, everything else between the two toys is exactly the same. They come with the same accessories, and they have the same method for transforming. Okay, enough spoilers. Let's get Cheetor out of the way here. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Shadow Panther, he was a character introduced very late in the Beast Wars line, and is said to be a spy for the Predacons. In fact, it's stated that he even intentionally chose his alternate form to somewhat be similar to Cheetor's, in the fact that it also lures unsuspecting Maximals into his traps, since in the darkness they are not able to discern that the feline figure that they see is not Cheetor. It sort of also plays on the fact that a fair amount, if not all, of the Shadow Panther toys that have been done beforehand have been repaints and retools of Cheetor. So once again, the Hasbro cheapness comes into play here, but in some ways it isn't bad this time around. I mean, yeah, there would be some slight differences in the appearance of the big cats that they transform into. But of course, you'd have to be a major expert on big cats to really know that. And I myself, I'm not an expert on big cats. Don't claim to be. Of course, I had an uncle that had a cat that wished she was a big cat, because she would sit and watch the big cats on television. Oh well, cats are strange anyways. Let's take a look at Shadow Panther's one lone accessory, and that is his tail. Tail, of course, is used as a bladed whip weapon in robot mode. And it's the same shape and style as Cheetor's, but painted up in a black color scheme with a silver blade. So it looks kind of nice. Unfortunately, Shadow Panther doesn't include his shotgun, like many of the other versions of the toy, but this is enough. Alright, let's take a look at Shadow Panther's articulation. And as he is a retool of Cheetor, he has the same articulation. His head can be turned from side to side, just not a whole lot. And his head is on a ball joint, so it will rock up and down. His arms can be raised up about so far, and they do rotate at the shoulder all the way around, but you do have to shift the Panther kibble to get the arm to move all the way. His arms do bend at the elbow greater than 90 degrees, and he does have a swivel at the bicep, so he does have G.I. Joe battle grip. You can twist him at his hips, but he only goes basically 180 degrees. He can't do a full rotation. You can spread his legs apart about so far. You can raise his leg at the hip almost 90 degrees, and you can bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. He also has a sideways swivel to the inside on his ankles. So all in all, Shadow Panther does have a fair amount of articulation going for him. Now, of course, to transform him, it is the exact same method as you used for Cheetor. But for the benefit of those of you who have not seen that, we will show it to you anyways. First thing we're going to do is we spread his arms out a bit, because we're going to pull out some side panels here just beneath the cat head. And they have little notches that should line up with the big cat armor behind his arms. You're going to come up here to his head, and we're going to turn his head all the way around. You'll have to raise his head up, so it will go all the way around. Then we're going to separate the cat head from the chest, and it's going to fold up and over and cover the robot's head. Then we'll also reach up here and we'll close the cat mouth. And now for his arms, we're going to rotate the arms at the bicep so that this little notch here will connect up with the cat armor. And as we bring them in, you're going to rotate the fists so that the extra cat kibble here will go up against his hip armor. Once you've got that situated, should be able to close it up, and it'll form the belly of the cat. Gonna make sure all the side armor does the same. Then we can rotate the front cat legs so they're now down. Adjust the paws as necessary. And we come back here to his legs. We rotate the robot feet so that they'll go into this groove on the back of his legs, and it should push out the rear cat legs. Spread the legs open a little bit so it'll make it easier to attach his tail. And then we just adjust the rear cat legs. And then there we have it. Shadow Panther is in his alternate form, which is intended to look like a panther. I mean, we can probably forgive some of the yellow peeking out here at the joints on the front of the body. But I think the thing that really blows the cover a lot is when you look at the back of the back legs, you can see a fair amount of the robot kibble. So that kind of ruins the look, but if you keep it at an angle like that, well, you don't see it. And of course, articulation on the beast is sort of limited. I mean, you can't move the head, but you can play with the jaw. The front legs do bend at the elbow a bit. And of course, you do have some paw action. The back legs can be adjusted at the hip, at the knee, and again at the paw. So you can situate Shadow Panther in some decent cat poses. And of course, here he is next to Cheetor. So you can get a good look at how similar they look. As you can see, it is basically a straight-up repaint on the alternate mode. The only retooling done was to change the appearance of the robot's head. So now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Shadow Panther? Well, I'm a little more partial to the black color. So I'd have to say I like Shadow Panther, despite the fact that it's only a slight retool of Cheetor. As many of you famously know, I'm not really a big fan of some of Hasbro's cheap tactics to get new figures out. But this one I kind of don't mind. I do like the black color, and even though Shadow Panther really didn't get a chance to appear in a lot of Beast Wars media, I still find him an interesting and probably somewhat nasty character. But every good series does need an interesting villain, and Shadow Panther certainly lives up to that by being there as a spy for the Predacons. The only real downsides to this toy is the fact that it does suffer from some of the same issues that the Cheetor toy can. Primarily in the way that the cat head connects onto the robot's chest. That area can get stress-worn. That's the word I'm looking for. Stress-worn over the fact that if you do press it in too hard, you can probably stress-wear the post and cause it to break. So I do urge all of you that want this toy to exercise some caution when transforming him, and you should get some good years out of it. So, handle with care, and it should last you a while. At any rate, that's my review of the Kingdom version of Shadow Panther. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I ask that all of you viewers out there, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because we do appreciate all the feedback that we get around here. This is Sparkster1701, reminding you that even though he's a black cat, he hasn't crossed your path yet, unless one is walking across your computer or screen. So, keep the good luck flowing for all of you, and I'll catch you all later.